Hey gamers, well, it is convention time for board games. Everyone's going to conventions. I am not, sadly. I wish I was. But I want to talk about a booth. How do they train booth volunteers? There's been several instances where I've had bad experience with booth volunteers. Now, this was the last time I went to Gen Con, especially. I remember I was like, how do they vet these people? Some people I think just want a badge and hang out with the publishers, right? Some people are sincere, and there are a lot of fun ones, but I came across a lot of bad ones. I remember Forrest Bauer from Bauer's Game Corner and I had this conversation, and I was like, hey, are all the volunteers just like, rude? And he started laughing. He's like, well, which ones are you talking about? And I said a few. And some of them weren't the volunteer. They were actually the people who were publishers of the game or something, but they just seemed rude. Like one, I remember the game was Wasteland Express. Those guys didn't care. The game was out to play. I was like, oh, is this a new? Yeah. And then they kept talking to each other. They did not want to help me. They didn't want to show me the game. I ended up not getting it, of course, but it turned out not to be a game for me. But if they would have showed me and maybe I would have liked it, I would have bought. I'm the guy that if I like the game right there at Gen Con, I'll buy a game at Gen Con. Why not? Yeah, you're paying $10 more probably, but it doesn't matter. I'll buy it. But they had no iota to help me out or show me or talk to me or anything. I was like, that's weird. Why wouldn't they want to do that? One of the guys, and I hope it wasn't the creator. I don't think it was, but I know it was someone who worked for the company. For Stockpile, whoever made Stockpile, I can't see it on my game shelf here right now. But anyway, I remember I sat down. The game had just come out. I was like, "Ooh, this looks interesting." We played half of a round. He goes, and then he told me what all happened next, and then said, "All right," and that's the game. I was like, well, there was no one at his booth. Now I understand if there's other people at the booth, he can't sit there and show me the whole game. I totally get that. If someone else comes up, he says, hey, I'll be with you in a moment. Or, okay, let me tell you this works, blah, blah. Okay, thanks. And I would understand. I was the only one there. There was no one else coming by. He just wanted to get back on his phone and do this. I swear, if he would have let me finish the round, seeing the whole game, I was going to buy it. I was going to buy it. I sat there, I was like, all right. I'm not going to play anything. I mean, there's no one else here. You want to be on your phone? I'll move on then. I didn't buy the game from him. I ended up buying the game on my own. I love the game, but man, what a horrible experience. And then another one I know I would have bought at the time was King's Armory. And I know the guy commented on my channel. I wrote about my experience at Gen Con. This is one of my worst experiences. I wanted to play. It was a tower defense game, and it looked so cool. And I would have bought the deluxe edition, like $100 and something. I'd have gone all out on it because I was like, whoa, I was watching a little demo. I was like, oh, but I want to play it. And he goes, okay, well, you can buy a ticket. You can buy tickets to play games. I said, sure. So I bought like $2, $3 ticket, whatever it costs. And we sat there, and we sat there, and we sat there. And 20 minutes later, he finally comes in. He's like, God, the game was there. He's like, guys, I'm sorry. We're shorthanded. So he couldn't get volunteers, I guess. And so I have to close down the booth all by myself or with some people. I'll be right back. And then like an hour goes by. He still hasn't come back. We can't understand the rules. We don't understand how to play the game, and we left. Well, not an hour, about 45 minutes total. 15 after he showed up, and then another 30. We tried learning the rules. We couldn't figure it out. We tried to play around. We were messing up. And, me and like 3 other people left, and the other 3 stayed. And I guess they played with him because he came afterwards. He said in my comments on my YouTube video, but way back in the day. But I swear, if he would have shown us how to play, and it was the game that I was thinking it was, I would have bought, and I would have took a bath because now you can get this game for super cheap, and it's not, it's not that good. I probably wouldn't sell it in my collection today, but back in the day, I was just so pumped about it, but just because of that shoddy service. Now, to his credit, he did get on this channel. He did apologize to me, tell me next time, just remind me who I am, and he'll sit down and play a game with me. Great. When am I ever going to go to Gen Con again or go somewhere else again? I mean, it kind of felt like, who cares, But booth volunteers, have you had a bad experience before? If so, let me know in the comments below, and I'll talk to you next time.